Hi, this is our three-dimensional model for our Seabury landfill. We've essentially taken topographic data from our GIS and used that to model the surface of the landfill, specifically surface runoff, as it relates to management strategies for the swale. There's a few different scenarios we're going to show here with this model. One is what does surface runoff look like if we do nothing? Essentially, what the current conditions are for surface runoff with these swales, and the pink outlines right here. What the surface runoff model looks like when we fill them in, and then two different scenarios where we've installed berms at 2 feet high and 4 feet high, and diverting that water into a swale that will flow down to the culvert right here. So I'm going to call the imagery back, and then we're going to zoom into this model at an angle that allows us to see what's going on, and specifically what our flow is doing over the surface. So here's the current flow line. You can see that the current flow is to aggregate and run through these swales right here. And we're going to run the model right now with those swales filled in, and you can see that when we do that, that flow has been dispersed evenly across the surface, but still is running in this direction. So that we introduce berms. When we introduce these berms, you'll notice it's running right now. You'll notice that we shift the flow into this swale. These are 2 2-foot berms and the swale at a depth of 4 feet. I'm going to try to zoom in here to get a better idea of what that looks like. And at 2 feet, they don't show up really well. There's not enough topographic relief to really show it. We wanted to see if we could do better by perhaps increasing the berm height to see if we could shunt more water into this swale right here. So we're going to run that scenario right now, and what we'll see after running this is that we have indeed shunted most of the water into the swale, and you can see that those berms are in fact much higher, about 2 feet higher, and you can see that the flow is now coming in through these areas and flowing down into the culvert down here, where the swale terminates. So those are a few of the scenarios we've looked at. We can demonstrate this one more time. So this is the current condition, and this is what would happen if we put the berms in at 4 feet high with a 6 foot deep swale off in this area. You can see that we take water and we're now diverting it down here. So I hope that's helpful. We can discuss this model another time if there's any questions that we've not really addressed here. So that's all I had for this presentation. Thanks for your time.